Hello everyone. Welcome. Just give me a moment here and we'll get things set up. All right. All right. We are live and on time even. It's a miracle. All right. We're going to get started with our Sunday night stamp with Shel. First off, I'm going to introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I blog at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com, and I can be reached anytime by email at andersonshel@gmail.com. Tonight we are going to do a sketch card for our Sunday night stamp with Shel. This is actually a sketch that was on the Demonstrator website a couple weeks ago, and I just borrowed their sketch and said, we're going to play with this tonight. So you can take a screenshot. I'll hold it up closer so that you can take a screenshot of the actual measurements. And you'll see there are a couple of little things that I've scribbled on there. That's because I made it for my own cards that I'm doing tonight. And you'll see that there's some marks on here, and that's from stamping that I did on the back side. All right, so I'm going to be making two cards tonight. And the first card we're going to get started with right away. I didn't have time. That was a Case the Catalog sketch, and I did not have time to grab the catalog and go through it to see which card they were casing. And I guess it's kind of irrelevant, but if you would like to look, you can look through the pages of the catalog. They did not specify whether it was the annual catalog or if it was the mini catalog, so you'd have to have a look there. So for my first card tonight, following this sketch, you'll see that there's a standard card base 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then the layer 1 on the outside is 4 by 5 1/4, which is cardstock. Then we have DSP that's 3 3/4 by 5. And then we have two ovals here and a strip across the middle. Now I've taken a little bit of creative license and made these cards my own, following the sketch but making them my own. So for the inside of my card, I have a piece of Whisper White, and I am going to take this little piece of leftover DSP, and I'm going to put that on the inside and just cut down my cardstock to fit this leftover piece of DSP, because really that little wee piece is not much good, so we might as well use it. So then I'll bring in my paper trimmer, and we're just going to trim this down to suit our needs. There we go. And now I'm just going to grab Tombow and pop that on the inside of our card, like so. All right, there we go. That's our inside, nice and pretty. I'm going to burnish this flat. And now we'll work on our outside. So as you see by the sketch, they're asking us to do these wonky layers. Now, That goes against everything in my being, to be honest with you. It just makes me go absolutely insane when I think of doing this, but you see me here doing it. And I'll be honest with you, in the first one, I'm going to show you the other cards afterwards here, because I've already made the samples. But in the first one, I did not make it wonky like this. Now this one is going to go wonky the other way. And I'm just going to grab, I've got 2 types of glue on this card already. That's funny. I just picked up whatever I had. So now this one is supposed to go wonky the other way. So we'll see what we can do. I think something like that's about the best we can do. All right, there's our sketch. So far, so good. Actually, I did that last layer wrong, but that's okay. It's on there. There's no rules in card making. All right. Just like there's no mistakes. It's just opportunities to... Proud of me for doing wonky. Well, thank you, Carol. Now, I'm trying to make this straight because in the sketch, it starts out wonky and then it goes straight. So, I'm trying. And I didn't do very well, as you can see there. We're going to see if we can lift... no, we're committed. I just ripped the DSP. All right, so then we have an oval. So I'm going to sit this oval on here, and I'm just going to glue it flat. And all of this paper is from the Penguin Celebration freebie stuff. Believe it or not, I've only used this paper once, and I've got like 5 packs. So I'm going to use it tonight. All right, now we are going to get our Memento Black ink and our Stamparatus. And I have a tip for you as we work on this card. This is a punch bundle, and if you look at your punch, your critter, his head is at the bottom. So we're going to stamp him with his head at the bottom. Now, when I did my first cards, I stamped them. I didn't use the Stamparatus, and I ran into a little bit of an issue, I'll be honest, with it not being dark enough for my taste. I like my images to be nice and dark black, and of course oops, I didn't put a magnet on there. Do you see that? Let's flip that cardstock over. See, Michelle, if you're watching. No, she's not here yet. Everybody makes mistakes. I make more than my fair share. All right, so now I'm using the Stamparatus so that I can stamp it twice. But I'm going to give you a tip here as to what I did in my original card. You see this mist here. If you take your blender pen and you just blend like this, you can fill in a lot of your white spots if that happens. But if you don't want that to happen, just use your Stamparatus. And you will be able to stamp your image as many times as you like and get a beautiful dark image. All right, and I'm going to stamp 2 of these little guys. And both of the cards that we are making tonight are following this exact same sketch, but one is a winter card and one is a fall card. All right, I'm happy, very happy with those. Nice dark, crisp black images. So I'm just going to leave that stamp on there. We'll take care of that later. All right. And while I have my punch handy here, I'm just going to snip this down the middle just to make my life easier. And I'm going to punch out our little penguin. Here's one. I have been in my craft room all day doing class prep. I was out only enough time to scrub my kitchen floor and to cook supper and cook lunch for my husband. That's it. The rest of the time I've been in here. All right, now we're going to bring our little card back in. And we need to stamp some faces on these little guys. So I have fresh freesia, and I'm going to do a little bow tie with the fresh freesia. Oops. Oh, that one's a little wonky, but that's okay. And then we're going to close this one up, and we are going to grab our pumpkin pie so that we can do their little beaks. How cute is that? These little guys just make me smile. There we go. All right, we can put that up. Whoops. Butterfingers, butterfingers. Hello, Miss Melanie. How are you? Glad you could join. All right, I pre-stamped this little toque, and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back so that we can tuck this right up here on this guy. And then we're going to flip them over, grab our dimensionals, and we are going to pop these little guys up. Just like so. Now, the only thing I don't have is I don't have a greeting on here yet. But we can pop these guys on without the greeting. We'll just put that guy there, that guy there, and we'll find a greeting to pop on here. I have lots of these little strips of white paper. So let's grab Memento black ink. Oh, heavens to Bitsy. I'm really butterfingers tonight. I'm going to take that stamp off. I think that was distracting me a little bit. All right, and we are going to ink up our stamp and see if we can do this right the first time. Not too shabby. I can live with that one. Now we're just going to grab our snips and trim that out. Once again, we're going to put some dimensionals on the back side. I do not know why my comments will not stay up, but I'll keep checking them here. And I'm just going to put this kind of in the center of this cross piece. So there is the wonky one, and there is a straight one. Now, I know some people just absolutely love doing these off-centered ones. It goes against everything in my being, believe me, it does. But I did one. I prefer this one. I just wanted you guys to be able to see the difference between the two. Now, I want to put a few rhinestones on here. And then we will be done. There. We are golden. So that is our first card. And I love the greeting. Be cool, be chill, be merry. And then our inside just has the leftover DSP in there. And all of that paper is from the Penguin Place paper from Celebration. And it's the Penguin bundle. And this is Misty Moonlight and Fresh Freesia. And there is the sketch that we followed. Now we're going to move on. We're going to use the exact same sketch. And we are going to work on a fall card. Hello, Brenda. Glad you could join us. All right. So now we're going to go into a fall card. And I've got a whole bunch of bits and bobs here. And we're going to bring them in. And I'm going to tell you what I'm using. Predominantly, I'm using the Gorgeous Leaves bundle. But for both of these cards, I also used the layering oval dies. Oh, we already done with penguins. And the greeting I'm using is from the Time of Giving bundle. Okay? So you know what I'm using. And this card base I chose to do in Mossy Meadow. I haven't used this color cardstock in a long time, and it's a gorgeous fall color. So I'm using that. And the Designer Series paper I chose is from, let me see if I can find what the name of this is. Beauty of the Earth. And I'm going to use the flip side of this because I think this is just a little bit busy. I've chosen, that's not too bad. Let's take a vote. Which side do you prefer? The green marbled or the green and white? Just write in the comments which side you prefer. I think I like the one with the trees. What do you think? Because this is going to go on here. I think I'm going to go with the trees. All right. This one I'm going to do a little bit differently. I'm going to put some dimensionals on this one. I didn't on the first one that I made. All right, I'll pop that over there, and down we go. Yes, Carol, this one's going straight. Oh, you like the marbled. Well, then you're going to like my sample card. All right, I think I probably agree with you. I'm going to go with the marbled as well, although the tree side could very easily work. So there's dark mossy meadow, there's lemon lime twist, there's old olive, all those colors are in here. All right, now we're going to go back to the inside. I'm going to slide that out of the way for a minute. And I had this little wee leftover strip of DSP, and I thought, I'm not wasting it. I'm going to dress up the inside of my card. So I just put a wee bit of Tombow on there, and boom. We'll just dress it up a little wee bit. And then we'll put some Tombow on the back, and we'll have a beautiful place to write our greeting. Just like so. All right. Now, I have some more bits and bobs here. For the piece going across, I decided I'm going to use a piece of this gorgeous gold foil. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of that, and we'll get that laid right down across the front. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this oval. And this is from, what's it called? Textiles, In Good Taste. In Good Taste DSP. And I just liked it because it had some wood grain to it. And it had some of that early espresso color that I chose. And then I have this thankful that I've already done. And I did a couple of little wee bows here. I don't know which one I'm going to use. But I want to show you how I did my leaves. Okay? I'm not going to do it again because I've already done them and die cut them. But I want to show you how I did it. I used soft suede and Cajun Craze ink pads with the splotch stamps that come in the Gorgeous Leaves set. I've used these splotches so many times on different cards, but today I used them to create leaves. And what I did is I used this Calypso Coral, and I stamped Cajun Craze and soft suede on here. Then I die cut my leaves, and check this out. Aren't they gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. And then once I did that, I thought, hey, wait a minute. What would happen if I use crumb cake cardstock and those same colors? And it really, really makes them look realistic. So that's how I did it. And these are the leaves that I have left to put on my card. So I'm going to just take one of these ones to start with, and I'm just going to lightly run some Tombow across the back. And I'm not being real careful because I know this is going to dry clear, and I'm just going to pop that leaf there. Okay, now that one kind of blends in a little bit, as some fall leaves do. But I didn't think I wanted a bright red leaf or a bright gold leaf on this card. I kind of wanted some, oops, that's a little more glue than I had intended. I kind of wanted some muted tones. So it's a good thing that this is going to dry clear because I have a big glob here. There we go. A little less noticeable. Now I need some more dimensionals. And we might as well use up the last of that pack. And I'm just going to pop this up. Turn that around. There we go. And we'll plop this right down over those stems and in the center of that gold cross piece. And then I have two bows. I have this crumb cake one, but I really think the gold one is going to give this a little zazazoo. And I mean, if you like, you could have cut some leaves out of gold as well, or you could have used some of the ephemera. That would be nice too. But I'm just keeping it simple tonight. Not going too crazy. Actually, you know what I think I might do for this one? I think I might put this bow down under so I can leave the tails nice and long. What do you think of that? And because I can, I think I'm going to put one of these leaves on the end. Oh, how about this little guy? Oh, that'll be nice. I'm going to put this little leaf on the inside, and then I'll bring my other card in and show you it. All right, so there's the one we made tonight with the gold. And before the video, I made this one, and I used the cork on this one. And yes, this one is the wonky one as per the sketch. All right, so there's those two, and we'll bring these two and the sketch back in. There we go. Hopefully you can see all those. I have to wait for the video to catch up. Yep. And then again, here is the sketch with the dimensions if you want to take a screenshot. There you go. All right, that's it for tonight, my friends. I hope this gave you a little bit of inspiration, and I would love to see your cards. You know, you can change these shapes up. They don't have to be ovals. They can be circles. They can be squares. They don't even have to be shapes. They can be whatever you want them to be. So go nuts. Have fun. Bye-bye for now.